anyone know that you're a Christian? And if they do know, how did they come to find out? Did you announce it on some PA system, public address system? Did you wear it on a t-shirt declaring your position? Was it your actions that was speaking for you? Or did you just tell them? How did the people around you who know you're a Christian come to know that you're a Christian? Well, the thing is that a lot of us operate as if our identity in Christ has to remain secret, top secret. It's some secret identity. We either deliberately or unintentionally hide the fact of our identity in Christ. I didn't make that up. Barna.org is the leading research organization on all things Christian, and they put out a report that recently that said our team discovered that 84% of young non-Christians say they know a Christian personally, yet only 15% say the lifestyle of those believers are noticeably different in a good way. Only 15% say the lifestyle of those believers are noticeably different in a good way. What that means is they don't even know we're there. We're not noticeably different, and if we're noticeably different, we're not noticeably different in a good way. We're operating under the radar. We're staying off the grid. They don't know we're there, and if we operate and they know we're there, we're not declaring it in a good way. Why is it that Christians are keeping this thing a secret? A lot of us have people in the cubicles right next to us who do not know we're Christians, who we don't know are Christians. We're keeping this thing secret. Sometimes we feel like we're the only one in this huge corporate entity. And guess what, guys? We're not the only one. Isn't it awesome? The Bible has this example for us. Romans 11:3-4. Adonai, they have killed your prophets and torn down your altars, and I'm the only one left. And now they want to kill me too. But what is God's answer to him? I have kept for myself 7,000 men who have not knelt down to Baal. In this context, this is a reference to Elijah, who feels all alone and persecuted, and he's ready to give up. He wants to just die. He can't deal with it anymore, and he thinks he's the only one. And God lets him know that there's 7,000 just like him. 7,000 just like him, just like the people in the cubicle right next to you, maybe just like you, Christians just like you. You don't know it about them. They don't know it about you. Everybody's busy keeping this a secret, deliberately or intentionally. And it could be because you feel all alone. You feel all alone, or you're afraid of being persecuted because of your faith. So you keep it quiet. You feel all alone and you don't want anybody to know. And yet there are others just like you, and they're probably right around you. Okay, so, and when we do let people know, unfortunately, we seem to be hypocritically speaking, because those of us who are known to be Christians are very, very poor ambassadors for Christ. So that's, if they know you're a Christian, how are you showing up? Now, according to that same report, it said about 1/5 of Christians are Christ-like in attitude, but often represent Pharisaical or like Pharisees actions. That's 21%. Another 14% of respondents tend to be defined as Christ-like in action, but seem to be motivated by self-righteous or hypocritical attitudes. So in this research, they were looking at whether we were Christ-like or we were Pharisaical, and they were looking at our behavior, whether it was in our actions and in our attitudes. So here it is. 21% of us are Christ-like in our attitudes, but Pharisaical in our actions. So we may have good attitudes, but our actions don't show it. And here, only 14% are Christ-like in our action and Christ-like in our attitudes. But here's the majority, guys. A lot of us come across like Pharisees. When they know we're Christians, we come across hypocritical. So the report went on to define what being a Pharisee-like or Pharisaical, and it was referring to self-righteous actions and self-righteous attitudes. Self-righteous, and we'll get into that a little bit in the next video. So what's coming up next, guys, is how to show up, how to have God integrated in your career, how to live out loud and to be a part of that, smaller group who are Christ-like in their actions and in their attitudes. In other words, guys, authentic in their faith and authentic in their faith in public, so that we are part of that minority who show up in a positive way. All right, and that will be coming right up.